Clyde, an old farmer, was injured in a car accident, was getting no help with his medical bills, so he finally decided he needed to take the trucking company that was responsible for the accident to court. In court, the expensive lawyer for the trucking company says, just answer this question. At the scene of the accident, did you not say, I'm fine? Well, Clyde begins to answer, well, I had just loaded my best mule, Bessie, into the trailer. The lawyer interrupts. Just answer the question. Did you or did you not say, I'm fine? Clyde says, well, I had just loaded Bessie into the trailer, was heading down the highway. The lawyer interrupts again. He says, Your Honor, I'm trying to establish the fact that at the scene of the accident, the man told a highway patrolman that he was just fine. Now, several weeks later, after the accident, he's trying to sue my client. I contend that he is a fraud. Please tell him to simply answer the question. And now the judge is actually fairly interested. He goes, no, I'd like to hear him out. So Clyde says, well, I had just loaded my best mule, Bessie, into the trailer and was heading down the highway when this huge truck runs a stoplight and crashes into us. I was thrown into the gully and was pinned down, and I could hear Bessie moaning and groaning. I knew she was in really bad shape. A highway patrolman shows up, and he could see how bad Bessie was. So he takes out his revolver and, well, puts her out of her misery. And then, with his revolver still in his hand, he walks over to me and says, and how are you? I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. As our scriptures again remind us today, there will, for each of us, be those times that are really rough, when we're like not fine. The times that are difficult come for each of us. For some of us, these are probably really rugged days. You know, maybe it's a sudden, devastating loss, or we're beaten down by the wear and tear of long-term struggles, the darkness of disappointment, diminishment, discouragement, and we want to give up. For everyone, life is often difficult. Now, if these are good days for you, you know, at least you have a decent amount of health and a certain level of inner peace, and things around you are at least okay, what I would say is it's really important to savor these days, to just savor an ordinary, imperfect, messy day. I've seen over the years so much shocking heartache and sudden loss, and how many people have said to me, I'd give anything to have one more messy, ordinary day with her or with him. You'd think, after everything I've seen, I would never take a day like today for granted, but sometimes I forget, and I do as well. So again, if this is an okay day, if these things are pretty good, it's important that we savor it. Secondly, this is also the right time to think about what helps us be okay when the rough times do come. What do we need to build into our lives now so that when those days visit us, we can hang on, we can stay true, we can be okay? And so the question, what helps you be okay when the tough times come? Right? What helps you? Now, most likely, there are different things for each of us at different times of our lives, but we need to become aware of those things so that we have them at the ready when life is hard or lonely or scary. It's important to build those things into our lives now also, so we have this pool of resilience upon which we can draw. So again, I ask, what helps you? For now, I'll give you just 4 of the things that help me. I could give more, and I could say much more about each of these, but briefly. 1, I know that when I get quiet time in nature, by myself, especially around sunset. I don't know how that changes me, but somehow something is stilled or deepened in me. It helps me. Again, what helps you? Secondly, I've long found it helpful to have a few mantras, things that I would say to myself at various times in my life, right? Here are just two of those mantras. The first, no matter how anybody else treats me, no one can take away my dignity. No one can take away my joy. People can make my life hellacious, but they cannot take away my dignity. No one can take away my joy. I can give those away, but no one can take them from me. The second mantra, sometimes during, kind of scary times, I remind myself, savor the blessings, trust the chaos. Savor the blessings, trust the chaos. For me, the second thing is to have a few mantras like that at the ready. The third source of resilience for me, and I believe for all people, is the practice of thankfulness. As many of you have perhaps heard me say over the years, if you've been here for a while, if we want to find things for which to complain, we'll find them. There's plenty. If we want to find things for which to be thankful, there's even more, and we'll find them. It becomes more that which we choose to focus on, right? And it's been documented by various scientific disciplines that the practice of gratitude changes our moods, our physiology, our attitudes, and our behaviors. Can't prove this scientifically, but I believe it changes even our souls. And fourthly, again, things that help me, always with the question, what helps you, right? I know that above all else, I need to have other people of good hearts to be around, right? People who are kind, people who are inclusive and welcoming and gentle with the vulnerable, who embody that kingdom of kindness and inclusion that Jesus proclaimed. I mean, more than ever, I need that these days. So I try to be aware of those people near and far, those whom over the years are currently, whose goodness inspires me, whose goodness encourages my soul. Those are four for me. I don't know what these days are like for you. But again, our scriptures make it clear that we cannot know when the tough times, even the end times for us, will come. We just don't know, which is why we need to not only savor the good times, but to use them to strategize a bit, to think ahead. What would we need to do with God's help so that we can stay true, that we can be okay when those tough times visit? We can be okay when they come, and they will.